Hey y'all, it's Amanda and this is my Texas Zone 8 garden, and before we dive in, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with a fellow gardening friend. Okay, I'm back in the backyard. I just finished one video. I'm going straight on to the next one. And I think I'm going to be working on one of the beds back here. We're definitely at the time of the year when it's all about prep for the spring, prepping for the spring. And so I'm going to be methodically going bed to bed, adding in bulbs, adding fertilizer, cleaning up, planting, whatever I need to do to continue to prep for the spring. So let me show you this one we're going to look at now. Okay, first off, let's just look at these cocoa marigolds. Gorgeous. Hey, look how big that is, y'all. So pretty. Got a lot going on. Everything is teeming with pollinators. Okay, so going this way, gotta wind my way here. We just finished this bed, prepping it with snapdragons and allium bulbs. Next, we're gonna work on this bed, also set up to drip irrigation. It gets afternoon shade. I would say shade starting about 3 to 4 o'clock. It gets a lot of shade and it's hooked up to drip, and it does face south that way. And so I think I'm going to start with cleaning it out and talking to y'all about what is in here, and then what I'm going to try to do, what I'm going to add in here as well. Okay, let me clip back a little bit of the weeping willow so you guys can see a little bit better. Good. Okay, in this bed, I do have Chinese forget-me-nots, which were new last year. And they have died back during the summer, but I'm hoping that also means that they reseeded. Well, that's a big old spider. Got some leftover zinnias and some sunflowers, which is exciting. And these sunflowers I'm actually going to cut all the way down to the base and put aside, because I think at the very end, or actually before I start putting some bulbs in here, I think I'm going to take all these sunflowers and sunflower seeds and dump them back in so that I can have sunflower seeds next season. And I think I'm going to go ahead and pull up all of the fencing so it's easier to get in here. And I do have a lot of fennel going on over here. And the fennel is really great as late season food source for pollinators. So while it is leaning over really bad, I'm not going to cut it. I probably am just going to prop it up, because this is it right here, and allow pollinators to keep enjoying it because it's still flowering. Let me see what I got to deal with that. All right, so I'm just going to pull this plant back and work in a few stakes. Just help secure it in place, at least for a little bit. All right, can y'all still see? Okay, next I'm going to harvest some zinnias and bring those inside to enjoy, and hopefully by cutting this back, this plant will give me one more round of zinnias before our first frost, which would be lovely. And I am leaving some old blooms down there in order to let them go to seed as well. We're starting to get a little bit of powdery mildew on the zinnias, which is typical for this time of year. Typically my zinnias only last through the end of October, we start to get, you usually start to get a whole lot more rain in October, so they don't do as well. Pretty. Okay, I think I'm going to pull out the trellis for right now, just so it's a little easier to work in here. And it also shows me what's in here, which what's in here is a bunch of nutsedge. So I'll come in and start pulling that up. I try to pull it up by like multiple pieces at a time, like grab onto multiple sheets because they're all connected. So if I can get multiple at a time, it pulls out their connections. And nutsedge is a never-ending battle for me. It sucks. And I do see a lot of seedlings over here that I'm hoping are the Chinese forget-me-nots. All right, and I'm having to keep y'all in the shade because my phone is overheating. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in plant tone just to feed the soil some. And you're going to see what looks like weeds in here, but there's several seedlings I recognize. I recognize bells of Ireland, gomphrena, zinnias, I believe what are larkspur, as well as Chinese forget-me-nots. So we're not pulling those up. Okay, and I have a thought with this real quick. Let me go get it. Let me show you. Okay, I've got this really tall, oh, this is gonna be awkward. This really tall trellis obelisk thing that I got from, oh, I don't know. From that sale where it was like the rental warehouse, decor warehouse. And I think this works. Looks great right there, nice focal point, and marks the area where this bronze leaf fennel perennial keeps coming back. And I think that supports it really, really well. Looks good. Just to show you, here's the top of it. Makes for a really good focal point, this back corner, right before you get to the willow tree. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to take these sunflowers and I don't know if these seeds are necessarily like ready. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think they're necessarily all the way ready. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off these sunflower heads and just put them in the corner over here to dry out. And when they're all dried out, I will sprinkle them throughout the garden bed so that I have these for next year. There are a few that are a little dried out. And so I will just go ahead and sprinkle some of these in. And then while I'm working in the soil, those should end up getting buried. So hopefully we can get some sunflower seeds for next year. And this particular variety is called, I believe it's called Smiley. It didn't do great. It's fine though. I think that I just planted at a rough time of year. So that's good. So also we have a bunch of things that come up in this garden, lots of larkspur and stuff. I think that I want to do a patch of Dutch iris. So let me show you what that's going to look like. Okay, I have some Dutch iris bulbs that I picked up from Costco there by Longfield Gardens. It's 100 iris bulbs. This particular one's called Sapphire Beauty. 100 of these for $12.99, which is great. So they grow about 22 inches tall and they're planted at about 5 inches deep, and they're little bulbs. And what I want to do is, I know the front half of this is mostly larkspur up here. So I think I want to put these back towards the back. This is 50 of them. I'm just throwing them out for right now. I might have to readjust y'all so you can see better. All right, so basically I've just dumped these bulbs out and I'm just going to kind of spread them out throughout the space and then start planting them at 5 inches deep. Super simple and easy to do. So I can just take my hoary knife, stab down and tuck them in. The pointy part goes up on these bulbs. And these bulbs don't necessarily come back, these Dutch iris don't come back super reliably for me. They will diminish a little bit more every year. But I love them so much, and I love their color so much, that I keep planting them. They're great cut flowers, very early spring bloomers, which is lovely. Sapphire Beauty Dutch Iris produces elegant blooms with rich violet blue petals and golden yellow accents in late spring. Plants reach about 18 to 24 inches tall and prefer full sun and well-drained soil. Hardy in zones 6 through 9, they add vibrant color to borders and color cut flower arrangements.
On our tiptoes, undercover, agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond no.
I love how I just planted 50 beautiful plants for next spring. All right, looks good. Okay, next I'm bringing out some super sad plants. And this is Balm bergamo, and it has been eaten up by spider mites. Like I said, spider mites have been a big issue. They're still alive. I grew them from seed. I'm not looking to get any plants now, but if I can get these planted in and they survive, then I'll have flowers next spring. And these are called bergamo Balm. So I've got 6 plants I'm going to do across here. Like I said, they're in rough shape, but I don't need them to be beautiful right now. I just need them to survive. That's what I need. And bee balm has been notoriously difficult for me to grow. I think I said this variety is bergamo bee balm. Notoriously difficult for me to grow because of spider mites, but I thought, you know what? Since I'm growing it from seed, it don't feel as bad. It doesn't make it. I really like the color of this one. So we're just gonna get these planted. Bergamo Bee Balm features soft lavender purple blooms that attract bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds from mid to late summer. Growing 2 to 3 feet tall, it thrives in full sun to part shade and moist, well-draining soil. Hardy in zones 4 through 9, it's a fragrant, pollinator-friendly perennial with aromatic foliage. I'm going to place back in my trellis that I made earlier this summer that I love and that catches the sun. Super pretty. I can't wait to see larkspur grow up over it. All right, and then I'm going to water in these bergamot really good. Actually, I'm going to use a soaker on them to help them work in, but also to knock off a bunch of the spider mites. These should recover. And like I said, I'm not asking for them to produce anything for me right now. I just need their roots to live. So that next season, next spring, they can give me stuff. I think the main reason these end up having issues is I had great luck with these bergamot bee balm germinating, and I had all these plants squished together, and it just was the perfect breeding ground for spider mites. I should have had them spread out nice and airy, but here we are. I gave a bunch to Kristen for her garden too. And then, like I said, once those sunflower heads grow out, dry out, I'll spread all those seeds in here as well. Okay. Yay, mommy. All right, it's nothing fancy, but it's prepped and ready. Let me go to the other side to show you all of that obelisk. So you see how that looks really nice with the willow tree behind it? Very beautiful. All right, so we've got zinnias that'll continue lasting until our first freeze. We've got some gomphrena that's still producing. We've got fennel still producing, and we worked in some sunflower seeds and preparing for other ones. We also planted 50 Dutch iris bulbs, and we added 6 plants of bergamot bee balm. So really good shape for the spring. I think my next bed is going to be that bed. And I was noticing this butterfly, monarch butterfly. He's really struggling down here. Where'd he go? I saw him earlier, and he was fighting a spider. Where'd he go? He was fighting a spider. So I think he got bit, so he's struggling. I saw the spider up in here. It was a big, mean looking one. Anyway, a lot of these zinnia seeds we're going to put into the garden over here. I typically have a lot of perennials over here. I'm not going to continue with that next year because I just overcrowded it. So I kind of just want to give it a year and see what happens, like see what makes it. I do have like some veronica and stuff, but we'll be looking into that bed next, but not today. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed that. I feel good that I got some more of it done. Mandelvine's still producing. Looking pretty. I'm glad I got another one of those beds done, and I'm going to continue with these. Just trying to work my way through the backyard, getting things cleaned up. It's pretty wild. A lot of the paths are actually blocked because it's so wild from basil and sunflowers and zinnias and all kinds of stuff, but excited to get going for the spring. As always, make sure you like and comment on the video. Every time you like and comment, it helps grow the video and my channel so much. And if you don't feel comfortable leaving a comment, just drop me an emoji below letting me know that you made it to the end of the video and you say hi. And be sure to check me out in my Patreon community. The link is in the video description below. It's just a bunch of gardeners who like to chat. It's different than other social media stuff. It's a closed group, it's small, it's private, which is really great. We talk about gardening every day, which is really great. And there is a free tier you can join in under, and there are additional paid tiers. The higher up in the tiers you are, the more access you get, including lives, exclusive videos, group chats, and photo sharing. We all love to share photos of our garden. All right, you all, as always, she's a mad gardener or a decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.